Hi, it's Ramesha here with Vocal Bliss. Today we're going to talk about some issues due to the tongue position. Sometimes my students find it hard to know how to place their tongue, especially on certain vowels. So today we're going to talk about how to do this in a way that it doesn't get in the way and especially it doesn't prevent you from forming a beautiful sound. But as always, before we dive into the subject, I'd like to suggest that you go and subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any of my future videos. So this is going to be a slightly more technical video than usual, so please bear with me. Knowing how to position correctly your tongue when you sing can make a huge difference in the quality of your sound and also in your ability and ease to access the upper range. In general, the tongue should be always as flat and relaxed as possible. However, that is not always possible, especially with certain vowels like E and A. You probably noticed that, ah is a very open, neutral vowel, but E and A require some adjustments in your mouth to pronounce the vowels, and even more so when you're singing them. Incidentally, those two vowels, E and A, are often among the most challenging vowels that my students run into when they learn to sing. And part of the reason, a big part of the reason for that, is the position of the tongue. The tongue literally gets in the way of the sound. So here's how you should position your tongue when you sing the vowel E. So follow me along. So open your mouth like this and sing the vowel ah like this. Ah. Okay? Doesn't need to be very long. Now do it again, but after a few seconds, while you're still holding the sound, gradually go from ah to E like this. I. Try to not close your mouth, or at least don't close it completely, but make the necessary adjustments in order to go from A to E. You will notice that in order to go from A to E, what needs to happen is the back of your tongue lifts up a little bit. Did you notice that? Let's do it again together. I. So the back of your tongue comes up a little bit toward the roof of your mouth. And this is how you create the sound E. The sound E requires the tongue to be approaching that area of the uvula, that little thing hanging down from the roof of your mouth. Now, the position of the E at that point feels a little odd because you're like, E. It's not like when you say E, it's U basically. And it feels a little odd. But if you noticed, when you sing it, it actually sounds good. It has resonance. If you sing E, that doesn't have any resonance. But if you open your mouth and just lift the back of your tongue, E, this is how you get a nice E sound with resonance. So this is why I'm guiding you to form the E in that way rather than in the way you would normally do when you speak. A similar thing, even though not quite as dramatic, happens when you sing the vowel E. So E also require a slight movement of the back of the tongue moving up toward the roof of your mouth. So let's do the same thing with the vowel E. Let's start again with A, and then we gradually turn A into E, like this. So you just notice as you do it, gradually the tongue moves slightly in that position. So this is how you do these vowels, and you literally have to do a little bit of it. It feels odd, like I said, the position feels odd, and also if you were to just say the vowels like that, they would sound weird. But as you can see, when you sing, they don't. You go, eh. This is a nice resonant E, and that's the kind of sound that you're looking for. So you need to get used to the tongue moving into these positions. But once again, it's very important that you practice so that you make the least amount of movement with your tongue, the least amount of movement possible. The less movement and disruption you create, the better. Okay, so some of it is necessary, but try to not go all out like e, e. This is totally against good sound. So you have to really say these vowels while at the same time creating and maintaining actually a nice space in your mouth and in your throat. A very important aspect of how to use your tongue and in general your mouth when you sing is the fact that we need to learn basically to use the mouth to pronounce the words that we're singing as clearly as possible without disrupting what's happening in the throat. The throat is responsible for good placement. And when we move our mouth, especially in the upper range, it's very easy for what happens here to affect negatively what happens here. So you pronounce the words and the throat kind of gets thrown off. And so you lose the good sound, the beautiful sound, and all that. So these two things have to happen at the same time, open and relaxed throat, while the mouth is engaged pronouncing, but they have to learn to be independent of each other. This might take some time to perfect, but it is possible and it is actually necessary. Like I said, especially when you sing many words in the upper range and you still want people to understand what the heck you're saying up there. So, because this is a slightly bigger topic, I would like to cover this in my next video. So for today, we'll just stick with the tongue in these two positions of E and A. This is, like I said, something that I think 99.9% of my students sooner or later struggle with a little bit. And so I always have to explain this whole thing. So now you have it. And this is exactly what I tell them, how to become aware, first of all, of the tongue, and then how to correct how to learn the correct use of it. So thank you for watching, and as always, if you appreciate it and found this video helpful, please consider giving it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.